Welcome back to the Tony Styles Show. I'm Gary Franchi sitting in for Tony Styles. I have co-opted the Mohawk Nation. All you listeners out there, yes, you are now part of the Franchi Mafia. Welcome to the club. So, Tony will be back next week, and before the break, we were in the middle of an interview with Alex Jones that I had conducted. Alex is an author. He's a documentary filmmaker. He's the host of the Alex Jones radio show at Infowars.com. So let's jump right back into that interview to hear the conclusion of what Alex has to say. Alex, in closing, what are the practical steps that the average American can take in their daily lives to preserve the American way of life as envisioned by the Founding Fathers?
Rediscover the Bill of Rights and Constitution. Get involved in local government. Speak out against the tyranny. Speak out against the TSA checkpoints now in Austin, Texas, where I live, on the highway, searching people without warrants. The 10th Amendment, the 4th Amendment, the 2nd Amendment, the 1st Amendment. It's all under attack. Don't give this system your support. This is not our government. This is a corporate, global, anti-liberty takeover. Just as the mega banks brag they've conquered Europe, they're trying to conquer us. We went into Iraq in '91 to kick out our own globalist agent, Saddam, who was CIA on record, because he was pumping too much oil to pay off his national debt, driving down prices. Good old boys were like, let's go get that oil. Oil prices went up after. This is all a monopoly screw job. And Americans need to awaken with the spirit of 1776, or we're going to go under the system of 1984. And that's why I've always said the answer to 1984 is 1776. And if you're watching and listening to this transmission, you are the resistance. Do little things every day to wake people up, to promote shows that tell the truth, to speak out to police and military so that they understand their duty and their oath. Get involved, run for office, do everything you can to fight tyranny, and we will reverse this New World Order. Many tyrannies have been defeated before. Don't believe all is lost. Don't believe we can't beat this, but also don't say it can't happen here. It has happened here, and it's going to get a lot worse if we don't wake up and say no. And people can also visit your site, Infowars.com, and just check out the information we're covering, and then compare it to so-called mainstream media and find out that we're telling you the truth and that very dangerous times are ahead if we don't awaken right now and let government know that it is our servant, not our master. Because as Thomas Jefferson said, when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. And George Washington said, government is like fire, a dangerous servant and a fearful master. Let's remember what our founders said. They were great men, great historians who'd lived under tyranny. And let's rediscover the Bill of Rights and Constitution and have a secession in our minds away from the globalist and the New World Order and collectivism and back to America. And let's re-upload America. Let's rediscover the Republic, what made us so great. Gary, thanks for having me on.
Lots of interesting information in that interview, a unique perspective from inside, behind the curtain at CNN with Alex Jones. If you'd like to check out more with Alex, go to his website, Infowars.com. Now, here at the Next News Network, truth in media is something we take very seriously. And it's also something that Ben Swann is actively pursuing as well. You probably know Ben. He's an award-winning television anchor and reporter, but more recently, he started his Truth in Media crusade on benswann.com. Now, I had a chance to catch up with Ben just a few weeks ago, and we were able to discuss a variety of topics, but specifically, we talked about the corruption of corporate media and how it's used as a tool to manipulate the public. Let's go to that now. Approval ratings of government agencies and politicians are at or near record lows. An increasing number of people now identify and register as independents. The number of voters who identify as independents is now on par nationally with the two major parties. Despite this, many large media groups bolster the idea of a constant race between the left and the right. How much influence media exerts and what role it plays is a matter of debate. Ben Swann is an Emmy award-winning journalist, formerly of WXIX Fox 19 of Cincinnati. And he's here to talk to us today about the state of media and their role in world events. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks for having me on.
Ben, is there really a left or right-wing conspiracy, if you will, in the media?
Well, I don't know if it's so much a conspiracy. I think there is a left versus right paradigm that media has been operating under for about 15 years. It's a good business model for a lot of media, because if you can play folks who feel like they're on the right against those who are on the left and vice versa, you create essentially groups of people who don't necessarily challenge what you're saying, but go to you to be validated in their own line of thinking. Look, I honestly believe that most people do not watch news or media to be informed. They go there to be validated in the belief system they already hold.
You've been listening to Gary Franchi and Ben Swan right here on the Tony Style Show. We'll be right back after a short break.